Hemis maksal, itirak, semasa kemosis. Say my life, I'm gonna make us miss. Just keep it one again, like when you say you can keep it check. My part, that was fucked. Okay.
Alex de Veselio Eminizio.
Hemis not so. It's not smash the demo. Say mama bye whenever it goes miss. Just keep it one again like when you can keep it check. Not far, can't that was something. Okay.
The only trouble is the music's dead because the radio's broken. So I'm going to be fixing that tonight after the show. But before that, welcome everybody. 8 o'clock on a Thursday. It's the 14th of October, episode 277 of Drilling Suspension Live with Drift Johnson, Bunraku v18 demo. All right. You may hear in the background the sounds of a tormented Dorito being pummeled by an expert. However, we will continue with the show. Right. I think it's funny. It's all good. Man, he's really whacking that thing. But that's how it's done, ladies and gents. Precision. So anyway, let's read some of the intro stuff. What do we got here? It's Thirst by Stuffed Meat. Apolloniart coming in with You Fill Up My Senses like a night in the forest, like mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain. Bart and Boyo's Marvelous Medicine. Does this mean the dragon is offline, or did you just... Oh, yeah, his account got nuked. It's time for Stuffed Haddock. Fernicar Battlecruiser operational, liked and subscribed. Thank you very much, boys. I do appreciate the support. Like I said, we're just a little... We fly under the radar somehow. Now, where were we? Yeah, you guys lost audio during the intro because I was experimenting. Basically, if I play Spotify through my browser, it can't be heard. Classic DRM. So, yeah. Don't worry about that. Music cut off. All I hear is clipping toenails. Stuffed Meat. I have resumed party dance. Find a car, music vibes, and full dive. How are you doing today? I'm doing great. I hope you're all having a good one. Like I say, we're on our way to the weekend again. Can you believe it? Tomorrow will be Friday. Always a good vibe. So anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. We're going to be taking a quick rundown on Bunraku, which was a little 4-day development. We did it with VS Code. We did it with a whole bunch of different tools. Sonnet 4.5, GPT-5 and various other things, Gemini. It would have all been used because there was a hybrid process that we started to prototype. MVP was done with 2 credits in Lovable from our hybridized plan using tins inversion and tins merging. It's pretty cool. But you guys already know that most likely if you're watching this right now. However, you're watching later. Don't forget to check out episode 276, 275 and 273 in order, and you'll be able to see the full process because we showed the whole thing pretty much. I must admit a lot happened off stream, but we were doing it in Discord live hangouts where we encourage people to come along, give ideas and work with us on collaborative projects. This one was done between myself and Throttle. I made the chat stuff and then later the animation stuff, but he inspired me to have a stab at his method and provided me with the source code for his tool, which is also really good. But it's up to him if he wants to share it. I don't know if he did. So anyway, bottom line is we put this together. Now there's a lot of stuff I've added because I decided to retool it for use in my intros. So, you know, in future, you're going to be seeing new intros occasionally with new models, right? This is actually a chat and it's based on the character of Sharona. So if I just go to Sharona, we obviously have books written that we've written on live in previous shows using the narrative inversion tools. Okay. We also created this character from scratch using Mid-Journey through Flux and Sea-Dream. And it's a multimodal character set that was built from scratch. Also on, you know what? We should actually get like a blog post together, which has got like, we created Sharona here, we trained her here, we made her better here, because it's been like months and months in the cut. But ultimately, we're using an output from Banana to make the T-pose, and then we're going into Meshy to make the mesh, and then we're doing a whole bunch of externalized animation wizardry inspired again by Throttle, because when I was talking about it on one of the shows, he went away and did it, and then shared me the code, and then we've ultimately refined that. And the funny thing is, we had to build our own tools to make it work. So there was an issue with the models where the animations were externalized. So we had external animations for the model, but it contained it still contained a skin, because there are actually 2 types of animation-only GLB. One of them contains a skin, the other one doesn't. And I think you can imagine, you know, we wanted the one that doesn't. So I had to build a tool that would bulk export, and then later that tool was made to test different meshes with those externalized animations that we have. So we actually have a system for testing before we bring it in as well, which is nice. So that led to the skins, which I showed a couple of on the thing already. So here we have Roboto, Thora. Obviously these were done with, sorry, Sharona. These were done with, you know, same mesh, but textured with a nano banana output, right? So you can just take the skin that you have and say, make it robot. You know what I mean? Let's see, we've got a whole bunch of them. We've got some that were sent in as well. So this one was sent in by Fernicar, the tiger print. Okay. And what I want to look into in the next upcoming phases of this project actually goes beyond this particular app. So now we'll look at making the meshes better, improving topology, adding higher quality up-res, because we could upscale the textures, okay? It doesn't require any code changes. It's Tuesday. Oh, mate, I've got no idea. Yeah, I've got no idea what day. Apollonia, you're losing days in the late night, early morning Discord sessions, Johnson. It's Tuesday. I'm like, oh, man, I thought it was Thursday. No idea. It's because I'm thinking about my next meetings. I've got bookings tomorrow and the next day, and I'm all over the place, mate. If I'm being honest, guys, just on the side, it's literally like a queue. It's a queue. There are no gaps in the queue. It's been that way for months. It's just like continuous. Anyway, let's get back to the project. So this chatbot is themed for the character, as I say. It runs completely, well, we've got it open router, but you can do local models. The system prompt, minimal, is like a dream state. It's very much like holographic Bob. V1, canon, that one's very much like the character from the book. She doesn't really talk much. So it's funny, you actually see it in the responses. You say tell a joke and she's like distracted by a noise because she's a huntress. V2 default, so it's like really hard roleplay, you know. V2 default, this is more like meeting Wonder Woman at the DC convention. So it's Gal Gadot in the Wonder Woman outfit pretending to respond as Wonder Woman for fans, but she's not like actually the character. She's the actress at the press junket representing the character, which is like a little twist, but it makes it easier to actually have conversations with the character. Okay, so that's an interesting little twist. But yeah, and you can also do custom, which is how I'll do the other characters, which we have models for. So if you want to... The concept was talk to the character, and it has the knowledge of the events of the first book. So obviously every time you bring a new book out, you update the bot, and people can talk to the bot. It's quite an interesting concept. Anyway, this is just a side concept. I like building in more things because it was an expensive one. There's a avenue to put in additional TTS, but we're still searching for the best modular drop-in local TTS that doesn't require a 4090 to run and actually has a good installation so you can integrate it with projects. We're still searching. If anybody's got a clue, go ahead and drop by the Discord, links in the description, let us know, because we'd love to build it into a lot of our apps that we want to have good quality local TTS without a high price, or without requiring nuclear physicist level development to get it running. All right, the animations library was mostly used for testing. I'll probably remove this now because, again, we don't really, this doesn't really work anymore. Right. Going for the scene presets, it's the same as before. You've got a whole different bunch of presets. We've got one with the spotlight. Other than that, there's the classic that the app came with. And I pretty much use black void with a black chroma key. I would have used green void because it's going to be better quality than black, because obviously the black would get chromed, right? But I didn't want to blast everyone when I switched the stream on. So it's a bit of a trade-off. But if you wanted to do high quality, it would be a green screen. And then obviously if you're going into AI, I would use the white void, which is something we've also talked about. Because if you take this into a canny, obviously it's possible to feed a video AI. And it's going to be very consistent inputs, I would say. Right. As for the camera presets, this is mostly for the chat. When you start a chat, it stops the dynamic camera and it switches over to the active camera. And like I said, you have dramatic, which is quite far away. You have full body, which is there. And you have medium shot, which is a little bit closer. And then finally close-up, which, if there was one of them, should be maybe a little bit higher. But again, you can adjust it. So I could say, put that up to 2. That didn't do anything. Wait, what? Did it go up? Maybe it's more. 0.5? Either that's working incredibly slowly or there's some kind of angle going on. It should be a flat angle. It looks like it's looking down on her now, so I think something else is going on. But anyway. Dynamic cameras, obviously you have the orbit, pan and zoom. You have to activate it. So after however many seconds you want, it's going to go into the thing. Now, I notice here that it's grey on grey, which is hard to read. But the funny thing is, we've actually somehow ended up with 2 complete menu systems, because normally the menu appears on the left side of the screen, and then it's white. I love vibe code. It's so fun. You never know what you're going to get. Anyway, with more time, obviously you can clean that up, but I was going for it for being functional first, and I'll worry about the rest later. Okay, so let's just put it back to medium so we can actually see what's going on. All right. So then you have the formations. They essentially form a line trace on the ground. So solo is obviously just one in the middle of the scene. Line is, as you see, a line facing the camera. Triangle is triangle, but funnily it's weird. It's like the back row first. So you get one at the back, then two, then three. It was supposed to be the other way round, like a bowling ball configuration. But anyway. And then obviously square is square. You've seen square. Now, the funny thing is, why do they go out of sync even though they're in sync? It's because the app's so fast and there's a slight delay. But if you refresh the page, they are in sync. And then finally, circle is, of course, circle. All right. I'm going to leave it on line. Just have 3. Okay. Yeah. Then we've got the chat, which you can minimize. Can you see these presets? Nope. Now you can see what I'm doing. That'd be helpful, wouldn't it? So we had a settings menu, the views menu, the formation menu, the ability to open and close the chat, the ability to like next random dance. Yeah. And then we also have the different, so this isn't to change it, this is to say if you have dynamic camera on, instead of cycling through auto, you've got orbit, pan, zoom. So you can just make it only orbit, right? So then if I go to the thing, turn it on, then after a few seconds, oh, it just looks like, it just turned it on, fine. So it's only going to do orbit, you know. You can, in the scene settings, you can choose whether you're going to do that. So, you know, you can have it on and then say, oh, actually, I don't want the zoom, right? And then when you put it on auto, it will now, I think I have to refresh it, but so, right. So it'll do the straight on for 12 seconds, then it will start rotating, then it will do the pan, but it won't do the zoom and it'll do orbit, is what it should do now. So I'm going to let it run. It's only a couple of seconds. Let's read the chat. Boyo, I found a 20 meg TTS. I have no idea how bad it is. Yeah, I've got a couple of those 20 meg TTSs and they're okay, but they're still not really. I'm looking for something that's around the 3 gigabyte mark. You know what I mean? Something that could run on a laptop and would be a decent quality. I'm not talking like 11 labs, but I'm thinking, you know, just voices which are slightly higher quality than what you get from the super lightweight ones. Yeah? Because the whole point of the app is for it to talk to you. So it makes sense that you can like spend a little bit of compute on that, I think. Especially when you can do the, you know, if the LLM can run on 3 gig, it makes sense to say, well, this app is all about TTS and voice. So I say I have a budget of the same. So whatever the size of the model is, I've got a 3 gigabyte budget for the voice. The only issue is, of course, if you only have a 4 gigabyte GPU, it'll like swap over. Well, if it's good, we'll use it. Because like I said, I noticed a bunch, but here's the problem, boyo. A lot of them are still development projects. Yeah, CPU, no torch. It sounds like the one I was working on, but better, which is great. So link it in Hugging Face and we'll see what it looks like. Okay. So is it doing the thing? I was looking at the chat, not paying attention. So we're doing the rotation, and then it should give us a pan. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's doing the pan, but it's quite far away. I haven't changed the distance. Usually I work with like more dancers. And I think there's actually an issue with how the rotation works. Let me show you. I just found this out when I was testing it the other day. So if I put it on circle and boost it. Okay. When they go round, this is the pan right now because it's on the ground looking up, right? But this rotation here is actually rotating around the middle. It is, isn't it? It is actually rotating around the middle, yeah. I think what was happening, I had a bug earlier, and I think what it was when you have it on the distant camera, when you have it on dramatic, dramatic has an offset which takes it to one side, and for some reason I think it takes that as the new center point, and then the circle kind of hoops around, like it oscillates because the center point gets moved. But it's the only bug I could find. Other than you just refresh the page and it's fine. It's kind of like a parameter has been carried over. But yeah, let's change her dance. Yeah, it's looking good so far. See, what I would like to do is make it, if with additional development, I would make it so you can just upload a GLB and then you can just pick from an animation. But at the moment, they are coded in. Do you know what I mean? The GLBs that are in the folders, they all have to be there. So it would be nice if I could make it so it's all dynamic, you know. You just open it up. So but yeah, it's looking good. It's looking very good. And like I said, what we were able to do is we were able to prove that skin support, specials, special forces, jungle alt. Oh, I thought I already did that one. Huh? There's two? Oh, I think one of them has got a smoothed model or something. Nope, they're just the same. Okay. Okay. All right. It's a shame we can't get the music playing, but I'll get that fixed. So, 12 seconds. There we go. All right. So aside from that, obviously we've got new characters. So I showed them a little bit on the intro, but if you missed it, we have the Goon from the Can series. So this would be Can Goon C. For some reason, A and B, they're both corrupted. Something happened with applying the animations and twisted their meshes. So there's some kind of little point that I need to figure out. But this is like, you know, enemy unit. The enemy unit. Oh my god, it's the enemy unit, right? So yeah, this is like a game asset, or essentially the starting point for what may become one, I guess you could say. And then for the main character, he's basically the same, like 2D asset, but because he was changed slightly by the modeling process, he ends up with a much slimmer form. And the idea is to give him a cloak or something to flow off the model. That's the concept. So he's not supposed to have a bunch of stuff all over his body, but it is supposed to be, you know, detailed enough. So this would be the player model. Okay. Meanwhile, we go back to more familiar territories, and we have the experimental Thora meshes. So make that bigger, change the dance. So obviously we showed these in the thing. Now you can see there are still some problems with this. She's got crazy deltoid muscles for some reason. I don't know quite why. I think it's something to do with the placement of the shoulders. Because up until now I'd been using quite big shoulder padded, and these are quite slim. And so I think the placement of the shoulder can be a bit of a trick. You can kind of see certain movements make the shoulder kind of bend in a funny way, like it bends into the model, which isn't great. Now I think you could probably fix stuff like that in like a Blender edit. I bet there's like a rogue bone location, you know, something funny about it going on there. But maybe it's just you've just got to what do you call it? You've just got to redo the bones. Because like I said, some of them are really good, some of them I can show you one that was bad. So we have this enemy unit, which was pretty cool looking. Whoops. But the legs, like the torso, folds up in the middle. See that? It's all folded in the middle. Which is a shame, because it's not actually the model, it's the animation, the way the animation is being applied. And technically, this animation was made for a different model. So, you know, you could argue, oh, well, that's why. But then it's intermittent. Half of them work. So these two had glitches with the belly button position, you know, the torso. And so did these. Same problem on all of them, right? It's always the torso or the shoulders sometimes, actually. But we got it right on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we got it wrong on 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is like day 4. I don't know all the rules, you know what I mean? So I'm happy with that. That's a result. That's a result. That's a result in my book. And like I say, you know, we can actually talk to the character from the book, which was the goal. It's all done. If you ask her to tell a joke, she'll tell the joke from the perspective of the... Here, I'll just show you. It's on local model right now, so there might be a cold start. She'll do, like, acrobatics while she's thinking, which I think is fun. And then they all start talking, you know, because it was developed with one avatar, and then we were like, we could add more and make, you know, and put them in formations and stuff. So they're still talking. And it's gone back to dynamic cam. See, it shouldn't do that. It should, like, zoom in on her face and stay there, but it doesn't really know which one at the moment. I have to tell it to use the leader. It's all good. So, I have the speakers turned off, so you didn't hear the speech then, but it said, humor is irrelevant. Oh, wow. The world beyond my... What? The world beyond my form still feels too much like danger, and that's internal sensing. And then she starts talking about the book. She's talking about events from the book. And then she's still silent. And then she says, you reminded me of the zebra who outsmarted my kin last season. Survival doesn't reward wit with laughter, but it does teach resilience. Man, she's being moody. It does have, like, emotion detection. And it tells me her body language. So there's a lot of stuff that you could do with this. If you were interpreting that and then hooking it up to movement, there's actually a lot you could pull out of that. It's not the goal in this project. You know, that would be feature creep for this one. But all of the goals that we were trying to prove out have been proven out. So can we do an externalized animation library? Yes. Can we make... Oh, yeah. So this is a little tool I put together with Lovable, which basically allows you to bring in a mesh. Let's see. So here we have a mesh of a unit doing a running thing. Okay. And what it allows us to do is, one, change the name if we need to, but also take away the mesh geometry and export it as just the animation, which does funny stuff to the preview, but that's not important. Then, because we were able to do that, bulk tool to take all of your animations that have a skin in and in one click turn them all into underscore anims. Now, I did have to edit away manually for every file the with skins, which was at the end, but I don't know what your file names look like. The prompt is basically going to say swap all of my assets for underscore anims, where before they were underscore with skins. That's what I'm going to do in the prompt to actually bring it into the system when it's done. But we still had another thing. How do I know that a new model is actually going to fit our animations? So this is where we proved that. So we basically get ourselves a character, like this female can character. Shan, I think, was her name in the old lore. But we need a wig for her. And then we get the animation that we just extracted, which was that running animation. So we do a preview and we click go, and then we can see the animation from the previous model running on the one that we've just made. And so what that basically gives us is, now I appreciate not all animations are going to go on all characters, but if you're just making bipeds, human bipeds, with the same T-pose stuff, you know, all with the same pipeline that we've been looking at, which is, you know, animate, 3D model, remesh, texture, animate. Okay. And then T-poses from our character art, and then T-pose to whatever it is you want without altering the silhouette or head if it is your specific character, right? And then in that way you can make, like, you know, you can make a mesh which is an enemy unit, and then you can make 5 skins, and you can make another mesh for a slightly different unit, you know, heavier armor, so the mesh is different, and then 5 skins. Yeah, and now you've got 10 enemies, and it was easy. So this is why I kind of like this. Can rig them up and not worry about it, because once you've made it, you just immediately download the mesh and put it in the mesh folder. And like I said, what I do is I just preview to see that it's, you know, actually going to work, and it is. So if there's a problem, it might be there's a problem in the tool. Do you know what I mean? Like, it might be that there is a problem in my code, some kind of weird handling of that bone. I don't know. But, you know, at least you can check that it works before, like, breaking your whole app, yeah? But it does mean you got a pipeline to put whatever character it is you want to make with whatever animation it is you want to make into the thing, and then you don't have to keep paying for that every time. You can just get a new model and bind it to the animations you have. Obviously, there's going to be much, much more depth to this. So, like, everything that we've done so far could have gone into Blender before it was used. So, if I just quickly show the texture, for example, where are we? This website's funny. It just doesn't show you one side. It's not. It doesn't rescale or anything. So if I go back to this guy, or sorry, this gal, and we have a look at the albedo, right? Can we move this? Can we make it bigger? No. So that would be the texture for that particular model, right? Now, one thing I noticed about simplifying the mesh is it did make this a lot more coherent. I know it's still like a patchwork, but before, all of the pieces were shredded much more finely. So the simpler the model, the easier, you know, it is for it to unwrap it. Just, even though it's still a jumbled mess, it will be more coherent in terms of what's there. And I'm thinking, what happens when you upscale this? So that's one of the experiments I need to do, because I wonder, is it smart enough to upscale that as a face and this as plastic, and then that as a face and this? And I think it might be, you know, because you know how it tries. The only question is, will it try to finish the face in this piece of material here? So it might require a bit of a balancing act, but we do have non-destructive upscalers that can do that job in 1.2.2 tiling for image generation. So I think it's possible. And then for the remaining maps, I wouldn't bother doing them with a I'd just make them bigger, you know, simple upscale to make for the rest. You don't really want to restore. You just want it to match the same size so that it will all go through. What's this? Interesting. It's an interesting feature she has. Oh, it's she has a fold on her forehead. Interesting. Well, it's not as scary as the one that had an upside down face on its forehead, so. But anyway, so these actually look pretty good, like I said. So we've already taken these guys out. We've got this one, we've got this one, we've got this one. Although I think that the woman and this guy screwed up somehow. It's kind of strange, though. I think it's because each time I have to do the bones separately. So it must be that I've made a mistake when I did the rig, right? So how about we give it another shot? So let's see, we got 2 here. It's definitely that one. So let's give it another shot, shall we? And let's see if I can find out what it is that I screwed up. They should have, I bring them all in with the same height. So that's one thing that I know it's not. I only messed with the height last night because we tried bringing a dwarf in. And when we were hanging out in the Discord after the show, we found out that even if you set your model height to like smaller, right? When the animation for the one, so the animation contains height parameter at least. Okay. So what I'm thinking is, the animation would be the same. So what I really need to do is I need to use the I need to get the points to be as close to what they were on Sharona, right? So this is the thing. When I deviate from what Sharona's points are, that's where I think the break happens. Fernie says, that's my height, Boyo goes higher. Yeah, you can have any height you want, but I'm saying for all of the models that I'm using and all the animations I'm using, they all conform to the same value, right? That's one factor, okay? So, and so if you tried to bring a shorter or taller model in, my animation, when applied, would just make it this tall. And that's going to do stuff, for better or worse. Okay. So this is where it wants to put my automatic. And to be honest, the only thing I change is the knees a little bit. I make the knees come in a bit like that. I'm just trying to be like hands off. Like the knees, that's wrong. The chin, that's wrong. But you have to put that up on Thora as well. The shoulders, normally I would put them lower. And I'm having issues, so I'm thinking maybe put the shoulders higher this time. The arms were okay, but the issue was really the groin. Like, the issue was really the groin. I don't know quite why it's twisted, you know? So I'm not quite sure. Maybe you have to put it, like, right on the line. Or maybe it should actually be there on this one. Maybe I put it too... It could be that I put it too low. I'll try that. It's annoying because you don't get values, so I can't really know for sure that I put it in a different place, you know? And you can't go back to see what you did, you know? So, like, there's no way to actually check what you did. So, like, if I look at this one, I mean, this is the thing. He looks fine. He can do the animations. It's very strange. It's just something I've got to figure out. Yeah. Boyo says, I'm 6.2 feet, but I'm now built like a racing snake due to diabetes. Well, you know, that's a dynamic configuration right there. We can look back at the live stream if I did it in the show. I think I did, but I may have done it on, you know, we've done a lot of sort of after show stuff lately. So obviously it could have been done on that. But we've got the new one now. And there's no way to know without just swapping it out. But the nice thing is we can do that. So... Because if I just do like an asset swap, there's no code change. Yeah. And it is the same thing. So, right. So then we just need to know exactly which one it is. So I would say go to the single file. Clear it and go to the one that we just downloaded, which should be the new guy. There he is. So I'll go to preview. Oh look, it's already on. What? And that's that's what comes with it. So take that off, and then try one of our animations. Thora Jungle. Well, that's technically whatever. Let's see if it's broken. You know. No, it looks okay. Huh. Okay. See, this is the funny thing. I was finding that it should work, but then you get it in there and it doesn't. Mind you, hang on a minute. That's not the right model at all. Wait a second. Hang on a second, guys. That's not even the right... Look. Maybe I should pay more attention. It had a memory of the last one that we did. So, yeah. There we go. The new guy. That's what we wanted. Right, and then we'll put... jungle. Quick walk. Oh my god! Oh my god, it's horrific. We've got a new enemy, guys. It's going in the game. How? You know what they say, like happy accidents? Oh my god, it looks completely horrific. What have I done? Can I keep it? Can I keep it though? Can I keep it? I want to keep it. That's horrific. Oh my god. Okay. Hang on a sec. I need to see what other animations look like. It's not supposed to look like that. That's completely unholy. Hang on. There's nothing in there. Wait, what? Why is there nothing in there? Hang on. I think I moved them all. It's completely twisted. Scuffed. Scuffed anims. Right, so should we try a dance? We'll try the boom dance. It's got a head, but it's always looking down. Hey guys, do you like my new enemy class? Eldritch Abominations. Can I keep it? It has a Warframe feel to it. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's like a Grenier Abomination. I love the hockey stick legs. It's just totally scuffed geometry. Because that's the funny thing. It's just a person, but the animation is completely broken. It's like, help! Let's get another animation in there. We'll do the Hip Hop Dance 4. Booty. That's so silly. It's beautiful. Okay. What about an attack animation? Yeah, we'll do the sweeping kick. Yeah, I mean, the kick doesn't really connect with anything, but I mean, that's really funny. Oh dear. So I wonder why it's completely scuffed. Isn't that strange? Let me just double check my work here. Like, for clarification, we're applying an animation from a different skeleton to see what happens. And we know it's going to be broken, okay? But I want to see how broken. Because it's fun. We can do that. Okay. So, yeah, kill the mesh. Add a new one. So if you're wondering about this tool, we vibe coded it. So download that, which should be the same. Which should be broken in the same way. It is. I mean, it's completely broken, but it's just interesting, you know? Like, obviously, we can just create them. It's easy, by the way, just, this isn't a problem. It's easy to just cook new animations for the correct mesh, save them as the right file name. It's not a big deal, but I'm looking at yeah. I'm looking at what else can we do. But just to double check, if I take the other one, which obviously I rigged a different day, it's the same one, but just rigged differently. Like the nodes are all in a slightly different spot, I guess. Yeah. Same guy. Not scuffed in the same way, though. Scuffed in a different way. Look at his hips. See what I mean? See, I think the real way to get to the bottom of this is just to bite the bullet, go into Blender and have a look. Because I bet it'll be obvious when you actually just go into Blender and have a look. But I wanted to see how far you could go without using a bunch of external tools. Because, you know, they've made it easy for you. If you take a look here, we've mentioned this before. It does have a bridge. You can send to Blender, send to Unreal, right? So these are the things we're going to be looking at next. Maybe not Blender tonight. I want to look at Unreal first, see what that looks like. It should be in a decent spot. We'll have to check. But what I'm interested in doing, very simply, is taking a game which used a 2D pixel flipbook type engine, and then swapping in some of these models to see what that actually looks like. What are the other extra side quests we have to complete to make that actually happen? Obviously, we'll have different animations for each thing. It's easy to just bring that. It's not a big deal. But like, there's nothing here that tells me, you know, if I load these, it's just interesting. It's just interesting. So how about we do something else real quick? So if I add this animation, save it separately, and then load it, it's a whole thing. The anim should just bind to the IK points, though. Yeah, I know, it should, right? But I think that what's happening is it's like depth, because remember, you only get one angle to put the IK points on, and I think maybe the IK point depth is too close to the front or the back. I think that's what's happening. Like, I think that it's not in the middle, and if it is in the middle, you know, there's some bias in the geometry, which means it's closer to the front or the back. But I don't know. I think it will be easy to figure out once you get into any 3D editor that can load GLB. You'll be able to look and see. As a matter of fact, don't we have the official? So let's actually have a look at that. Yeah, we can look at that. There is an official editor I'll just minimize this so you can see the address. It's 3js.org /editor. And it gives you a little thing, and we can import our mesh. Okay, and we can have a look and see what the bones are doing. So it looks like a standard affair to me. It looks like the skeleton is not different. But of course it is going to go, see, that's the thing. I put my point here. I don't control these. So that's one thing. Okay, what's the depth look like? I mean, it looks like it's in the arm. It looks like it's sort of right down the middle. It might be a bit closer to the front than the back, though. You see what I mean? I think it might be that the actual shoulder bone is like closer to than the front of the back, so then when it bends it contorts in a funny way, like you get that stretching. I think that might be it. And also look, it's a bit low, so maybe I should just put the shoulders up there, you know what I mean, not here, up there. So you could probably fix it with positioning, but I'm not sure about how to stop the hips twisting. Bring it down. It's too high, isn't it? This shouldn't be like, it should be like straight, shouldn't it? So basically that's too high. And that's why it's going weird, because obviously I bring it up there, the angle's quite steep. I think maybe it needs to be more perpendicular than parallel, if that makes sense. Right now it's like, the trick will be, the other one was much worse. Let's have a look at the other one, because remember the other one was like a complete monstrosity. So I want to see what that one looks like. If it looks the same, then I'm completely lost for an explanation. But so we look at this one. I think this one was like scuffed beyond all imagination. Do you know what, guys? I can't see the difference, because it might be that the editor is putting the skeleton in. I can only assume that these points are my points. But again, I don't have control over, like, the depth. You see what I mean? Look at, yeah, see what I mean? The model, the bones almost come out of his shins there because the knees are quite far forward. The hips probably could be back a bit. Elbow looks good. Whoa, 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 whoa. Houston? We got a problem. What's this? What's that? What's that? See, I put a point here and I put a point here. I don't get to do this bit. I want to know why it's messed up. Has it got extra bones? Has he got extra bones? Or do they all... Let me go back. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to the skull. That's weird though. For one thing, it's not level, which is weird. And I know I put that down there because I had symmetry on. Wait, I took symmetry off. But that's weird though, because I know I put the bone down low. I was aiming for the low point of the corner. So something went wrong with the placement of the thing. It could be that I was using orthogonal projection to place it. So if our camera view, yeah, look, see, if our camera view is actually over the point, it is in the right space. But still, I'm not sure what's going on there. Let me go back to the other one again. Yeah, see that? It does have the V. but they're the same height. And it's super low. Yeah, so point number one, my shoulders are too low. It's because I was aiming for the bone where I was aiming for where I thought the bone would be, but I think that you have to go up a bit when they have these giant muscular shoulders and armor plates and that. I think maybe I have to go a bit higher. The risk is that the arm gets bent backwards by that angle. But I'm not really sure about what's going on here. Maybe if I find a model which I know works. So let's let's go and get one from the app. I'll get the main avatar for the Sharona, which all the animations I have is based on, and just see what we can see. Public models avatar. Right. Okay, so it's not flat. That is level. So I need to aim for this sort of thing, see? It's difficult because it had like the big shoulder pads. It's kind of hard because obviously the geometry, you can't, just because it's there, you can't just ignore it. Like, so you move to, and then it doesn't work. Yeah. So for skins, no problem, but you need to remake meshes and then have maybe you have like a retargeting system. Well, anyway, it was cool, but it's coffee time. Coffee time, ladies and gents. Go and grab yourself some hydration. Wrong one. Where the music though? I'll put some music on.
Alex, the vessel, you have minutes deal.
Music's broken. Gotta fix the radio station.
Enemies not sound. It's not smash again. What's it? Take my life, I everything goes miss. Just if you want to get the life, you can keep it check. My part, I never thought to
vibe coding is catching up. You know, they say there's no notes because, but yeah, I mean, I think it's better to just keep working on stuff like this if this is, but there needs to be an application, so now we've got it reliable and it works, so we use it for something. Fiction GLE, they're only for Unreal. It uses it's fine. Don't worry. I wasn't saying anything important, guys. I was just mumbling. Anyway. We'll probably lose the song. See, what I'm thinking actually, I might just add all of the music to just add the music to the computer. Because I already have the music. It's on my machine. I know there's no music now, guys. Sorry. Basically, the radio station died. After 3 years of active service, the server has ended. I have a new server, but I haven't built the new radio station yet. I'm going to be doing that tonight. So come by the Discord and have a look and see what we do. I might go nuts and decide to add AI to it for no reason. It's usually what happens. But yeah, see, the thing is, right, at the moment, while we're still on coffee time, at the moment, if you go on any platform, they're using conductor subagent architecture now, okay? I know I'm like a broken record, but I said it was going to happen because we were doing it. Everyone's doing it. You can't hear me? Oh, God damn it. Let me check this. Microphone's working here. Weird. Well, I'm going to keep going for the benefit of people that can hear me, I guess. What the hell's happened here? I do see... Well, there is no desktop audio. Are you sure, guys? They're saying in the chat that they can't hear anything. So I'm sorry if this is actually working and you're confused about why I'm going on about microphones and stuff. It's fine. All right, cool. It must be a lag from when the music was playing. Understood. But thank you, guys. I do appreciate it. Otherwise, I'd keep talking for an hour and you'd never know. Zeus says it's better now. The music was overlapping. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. So, obviously, what's behind me represents something cool. Because what we can do is we can make our own custom models from our own custom characters. We can get our own custom animations, apply them, and obviously I'm doing like dancing. But imagine you have attack animations and you want to make Mortal Kombat. It's actually possible to do, okay? You could probably do it in a web browser with vibe coding. Although it probably will cost you about $150. But it'll work. So the question is not the can we do it, it's the should we do it, okay? So always think about the should. But I'm actually thinking about doing a pure AI pipeline challenge. So over this weekend, we're going to be revamping my Can game, which I made with SD 1.5 2 years ago and put up on itch.io. Now, there are rules to this game, okay? Not the game I'm making, but the game we're playing, which is building the game. The rules are you only get 48 hours. And I don't mean 48 hours of development time. I mean 48 hours of chronological time. So from Friday midnight to Sunday midnight, that's it. It's like an exam. Soon as Sunday midnight happens, tools down, no more work. That's it. Okay. Now, I will say I haven't opened Unreal Engine 5 for at least a year. At least a year, being completely honest, right? So it's going to be a fun little challenge, but there is a little bit of a thing that might help me, and that is that I'm allowed to do prep. So from now until Friday, there will be interspersed stuff with me kicking the tires and seeing, just cataloging. I'm not allowed to start working, but I can do planning to a certain degree, right? So I'm going to give myself some ease on that, as long as the project is still intact, building on Can. If I can't, then I'll just start again from scratch. But obviously, progress won't be as cool if, I'd like to make a V2, like a 2.0. So it's like 2 years later, might actually be 3 years later thinking about it. We'll do it again, because I think I did it in October 2022. I think I did it in October 2022. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to check. It's going to be either 2 or 3 years since that first dev game. It was like a game jam, 48-hour game jam. Prepping is making some room on your hard drive. Well, ironically, I think this is what I'm saying. We're going to check that out in the next segment after this little discussion we're having now. This is why I said Unreal, because I should already have it on the system. So I want to see, is the project intact? Does it run? Because obviously if it's broken, I'd rather just start clean. But yeah, so thank you very much. I hope you're all settled in and you've got yourself a drink for the next segment. So we're going to get started. Here we are. Welcome back, everyone. Dancing Thoras, Sharonas. I get my Sharonas and my Sharonas mixed up. Okay. Oh, not today, chaps. Not today. The repo is ready, but I need to make changes so that it's universal. At the moment, you need my assets, and I can't even upload them to GitHub. They're too big. So even though I could externalize and do all of that stuff, what I'd rather do is give out like a system which can be used rather than what I have. So what will come out will be different, because technically there's licensing on the models and on the animations. There's licensing on the animations. So I'd have to do it without releasing animations. So unless I make my own or find some open source ones, you can't release it like this. So what I thought was change it so that it loads, you know what I mean? So instead of it being hard coded, it runs the GLBs that are in the folders. You see what I mean? It's a simple change, but it will basically mean that I can release the system without any GLBs, and then all you have to do is put them in. I know it's like all you have to do is, that's actually the hard part, but you could have one avatar and 4 animations to start. So it's not that difficult. Yeah. Does Thora get jealous of Sharona, says Boyo. No. No. They're sisters from another father. Not canon. Boyo says, I will push some OS motion parts and anims when I get 5 to share. Interesting. Motion parts. Interesting. That's kind of like what we were trying to do with the dynamic camera, but I didn't want to spend more money on the project because this has been an expensive one. It's complicated, but it's like full on. So it solves a lot of problems that couldn't be solved. So anyway, that's enough of that. What do you do? Epic? Epic Games, guys. Epic Games. All right. Oh boy. They don't even remember me? I'm hurt. Wow, Epic Games has changed. This isn't how I remember it. That's Zero Vector. Okay. Yes. I'm folded, guys. I'm folded again. They're folding me up. What are you doing? It immediately closed itself? That's so rude. We've got to give it a minute. Stop advertising. Right. There's apparently an Unreal Engine 5.7 preview. It's got megalights. Procedural vegetation. Oi. What? Oh, okay, fine. I'll do it. What are people saying? Boyo, the question is, did or has anyone played the original Unreal? Yeah, of course. I was an Unreal Tournament player. I used to like the original Quake, and it's, you know, you had Quake, Time Splitters on the PlayStation, and then you had Unreal Tournament. Of course. Good game. Good game, good. And all that. So has it done it? Has it? It's done it. Right. So let's go to library and see what we got. Oh, we got Can. See, there's a whole bunch of different stuff in here, but Can is Unreal Engine 5 somehow. We should probably migrate it. Do I even have? I don't think I've got Unreal 5.5 and it wants me to update. So I'm going to try opening this. Select Unreal version, right? I'm going to try. It was built on 4. No, it wasn't. Okay, we're going to have to migrate. Imagine it breaks the entire game. It's all right. The game was broken already. Right, let's put that up there. Yeah, you guys remember this. It's one of my favourite things to talk about. Do you know what? When I was talking about it yesterday, I forgot that it was already running on a different tab. But, you know, you've probably seen it before. You've seen it before by now. I do enjoy it, though. Somehow I want it to be even smaller. Uh-oh. We're missing the Paper 2D plugin. What do you mean you're missing Paper 2D? That's the whole game. This is going to be good. So this is a great time to be upgrading to 3D then, because basically the game is going to be completely scuffed. If you don't have Paper 2D, you don't have animation or sprites, basically. So that means God knows what's going to happen. God knows. Boyo is saying, not tournament. Well, actually, if you heard me, I said I played Unreal, then I went through the whole chronological history from that point, and then said Unreal Tournament as well. So, not nope, Boyo. You're agreeing with me, which is fun. But everyone can read Wikipedia. I'm sure we can check the dates if you want. To be honest, I preferred Command & Conquer, if I'm being completely honest. I like strategy games more than I liked shooters, so, you know, I found it got a bit boring. Because, you know, it gets a bit unrealistic. When you get good at those games, it gets a bit unrealistic because it is a game. And you've really just found ways of exploiting to win. It's not really cheating. It's just like knowing the map, knowing where to and not to stand and stuff like this, and etc. But yes, real-time strategy, all the Command and Conquers pretty much. Well, all the classics, 100%. Oh boy! Oh my God! What is this? Oh my God! Look at this cool intro splash screen. Wow. Stable Diffusion 1.5? Yes. You can get the game on itch.io, but, you know, like I said, it was built in 48 hours. A hard 48 hours. So, you know, you got to sleep and eat in that time. It's like a race. It's not like 48 hours added up over weeks. It's actually 48 hours, though. And we did this one from scratch. But I feel like it might be an interesting challenge to convert this to full 3D. But basically be the exact same game. And just, you know, have an opportunity to update it. It might be a complete disaster, guys. We might just have to start from scratch. Completely different concept, but like I said, this is why I'm going to give myself a couple of days this week to check it out. Oh, it's doing shaders. Tanya. Yeah, Tanya. Yeah, the funny thing about the real-time strategy games is now there's a huge focus on multiplayer, but the older games actually had really engaging campaigns that became quite challenging, like I said, towards the end, where you'd have to, like, take a commando, and that's all you had. Like you say, the Tanya missions, in Red Alert, and, yeah, you'd have to, like, take out an entire base. There was this one in Command & Conquer where you'd actually go into the base and you had to, like, run around with the commando C4ing stuff in the base. I think it might have been one of the last missions. I'm not sure. But it was quite rare because you don't normally go inside in that game. Might have been the first one. But yeah. Red Alert was awesome because you could garrison structures, like I said, the idea of going into buildings. But you didn't really go in them, you know. The building just sort of changed to indicate there was people inside. And yeah, very cool. But yeah, if I remember rightly, this was like you know, like one of those side-scrolling things. But I said, okay, let's go vertical. All you have to do is get to a thing and push a button, and then get to another thing and get out. It's very simple, but kind of tricky because, you know, platforms. But I think there was like a maze element to the level generation, so I don't know what this is going to look like. And it has a procedural audio, so like I used AI to make music as stems, and then all of those stems were like modular, so you had like a soundtrack that was able to dynamically build itself. So the soundtrack never ends. It's an always on song that procedurally determines what's which composition is playing. So I hope that still works, because that would be cool to show. So it's like, you know, the song never ends because it's just choosing bits of the song according to the procedural. You know, it's just like making new arrangements from the stems or from the loops, you know, and it just sort of keeps it just keeps going. Because I was thinking, you know, you could have like area triggers that change the composition to a slow movement or a fast movement. You've seen this sort of thing in video games before, but the difference was that it was generated by AI and then composed dynamically according to the environment. Oh, it's open, but it's on the wrong page. Get rid of this. Oi! What are you doing over there? All right, let's get that back up on the screen. Bunraku saves the day. Yeah, Unreal's having a moment. It's just like figuring out that it's still Unreal, guys. We'll be back to our regular programming as soon as it lets me click on things. Can I click it? No. Missing project settings. Shader model is required. Please enable this in D3, D12. Oh my God. Right, listen, you need to let me do stuff. There we go. Hello, Unreal. We're back in my CAN project. We should have a content drawer. Look at these beautiful sprites. So we've got fall, idle, jump, and run. So can we see the run sprite? Why is it on the wrong screen? Stop doing that. Okay. Look at this beautiful SD 1.5 running sprite. I think we could probably do better than this now, but Paper 2D is missing. So we're going to have to overhaul the entire thing. So should we see what this is like? Should we turn the volume up? Can we play game? Oh, we can play game. Oh, my health is full and I'm falling. That's always a good sign. Whoa, okay, let's turn that down. This was 2 or 3 years ago now, guys. Oh my God. No? Something going to happen? Something's happening. Whoa. Whoa, I can't see the level. I'm getting beat. Oh no. Oh crap. Look at that. Taken. Oh shit. Ah, escape. No? There's one like right below me. Yeah, that's right. Where's the lift gone? I swear there was a lift here. Oh no, I suck. Aha. Wait, there's nothing up there. Crap. Which way do I have to go? Oh, it's 13,000 meters that way? Right. Wait, there's nothing up here. Wait, what? Okay, sorry guys, I'm getting a bit confused by my own game design here. Ah, here we go. Right, I gotta go up. Whoa, shit! Oh, crap. Whoa, whoa, guards. That's not floor. It's playing the tunes. Lighting needs to be rebuilt. Yeah, you can say that again. It's a bit glitchy right now, guys, but I think the game is working. Oh shit, I missed it there. That was definitely a lift. I need to go 10,000 meters up to the right. There's a counter in the top right telling me where to go. I got 6 minutes. Where's that lift? Is it never going to come back down? Probably. There it is. No! I suck so hard. Oh my god. I should have made the map bigger. There's probably a button for it that I don't know. Because it seems like the map is off scale. Oh, come on. Right, do you know what? Just hope for the best. Oh, if only I could get up there. Oh, wait. There's a lift coming. Right, okay, here we go. So it's got stamina, it's got health. Oh, how high? Oh, shit. Okay, we got up to here. Wait, where's the thing? It's 9,000 meters over there. No! Stop. I need to just go up. There's no way up. Crap. See, like I said, it's a bit of a maze, guys. Oh, wow. It's supposed to be like a cut section of giant mega towers everywhere, but we could only do 512 by 512 graphics. So, I've got to go to the right now. I'm going to take a leap of faith. Ah! This is definitely some kind of... Yes, there. No! I hate it. It's like, it's designed like Snakes and Ladders, okay? It's designed to be like this. Ah, oh, missed. See, different tiles spawn different elements, so like I think this is the bottom of something. Yes, get it. There. There's no way I'm going to make it in time. Okay, we're back up here again. Do you know what? I think that I have to go the other way. Glide at this height and hope I land on something, which is a lift. Oh, wait. Oh, no. I screwed up. I hit the wrong button. Whoa, what? Whoa. Okay. Oh, I need to be able to change direction in the air. I think I disabled it and regret that. I need to kill these guys. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. We are now 14,000 away. All right. I think you get the picture. You've got to, like, go around this crazy thing. There's a bunch of stuff that's broken. Some of the UI elements are, like, the wrong scale and stuff, but these are all little things. But, yeah, the idea is we want to replace the flipbook, okay, with a 3D model. Now, obviously, it's going to need a bunch of animations. So, running, jumping, falling, right? So I'm going to do that side of things first. So I've got, like, you know, the bits I need. But, you know, I've come in here just to look. Because really all it is jumping and running. You know, you just change the direction of the same animation. And then he has got a fall state. Obviously, because there's a lot of falling in this. So there'll be jumping, running, falling. So you've got fall, idle, jump, run. We already have run. We can get an idle. I've seen jump and I've seen fall. It's funny though, the way I did it, it's just a looping animation, you know. So then it comes down to, well, how are you actually going to apply that? And my plan is to use my player pawn or player controller, depending on how we did it. Can instance, where is it? It's probably in an actual thing. So we got flipbooks, main character, Paper 2D character. Interesting. So this is the logic for the actual 2D. This is what I'm saying. It's no joke, but it's a lot like Comfy UI, you know? It's not really so different. So if you were to take a look up here, we have our instance saving. I'm not going to, you know, that gives you all the concurrent stats and stuff. That's pretty clean. This next one would be the nav marker. So it's the math to determine which direction you're going to go on the indicator. Here we have jumping and warping. Sorry, jump and land warping. So that would be the dash with the shift key. So here we have jump squeeze, because it does a squeezing animation when you land and things like that. But this is for the squeeze on the animation, squeeze and squish, so that when it lands, it does a bit of a lerp to make it, you know, look like there was an impact. But essentially, all you're doing is on landed, squish, and reset, so you can do another dash. We have the main on begin play, which you obviously need to start it all. Things like jump. So when you press the button jump, yeah, it first it checks that your stamina is above the amount that you need to jump, and then it takes that amount off, and then you jump, right? And it also plays a little sound, and then sets moving on ground true, and then does the squeeze animation, and then when you release it, it stops jumping. So then you're into the fall animation immediately for the glide. That's how that's achieved. Movement is actually a lot easier than people think. It's just input, access, move right, and that determines which way around the flipbook is. Yeah, so when you change direction, it just flips the animation sprite. That's all. And we have a bunch of checks. Okay. Bunch of checks to find out that you're not, you know, in the middle of animating or whatever. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff in there, and the thing is, we won't need any of it because we're not going to use this no more. Because I called it Paper 2D character, but actually it's not Paper 2D character. It's just a pawn or an actor component. All right. And it has a capsule. Can we see the viewport? Here we go. This is what it really is. Yeah. So the way I did it was, it's not actually 2D, it's 3D. And look, there's the giant dot for the radar. That's your position. You know, like it's literally just a camera. That's the camera for the mini-map, right? So the blue dot on the map is you. It's funny. I think it's funny anyway. So you got a camera looking at the player. Why is there a... Yeah, you got the camera looking at the player who is a capsule. And then he's got a little collision box for calculating hits. And then obviously the capsule for if he gets hit. So if something goes in there, he gets hit. If an enemy goes in there, they get hit. It's not that complicated. And so, yeah, really what we need to do here is pretty easy. It's this, not this. This gets removed and replaced with a 3D guy that's facing the direction of the attack. Okay, that's all that needs to happen. And then we say, oh, use the 3D running animation and change some of this. Where is it? Where'd it go? Event graph. And then basically retool or rewrite some of this logic so it doesn't use the flipbook anymore. It's doing you know, manipulate the mesh, not the sprite. Okay, that's the plan. So try to retrofit our 3D assets into this game, and then the next part, which is probably going to be more I think is going to be more fun, is the actual level design itself. Because right now you'll notice there's nothing here, and the reason is because it's totally procedural. You get a new level every time. There are platforms which are 3D and textured, yeah. But I think we could do a much better job because we're able to make stuff. Anyway, So I'd box stuff out and texture it. Probably use a bit of banana this time because we can do that, or local models. Let me see if I can find the actual map here. So level tiles, yeah? At the moment we're using level tiles like this. So the quality and the variety could be much, much better, okay? There's a lot of them in here, but I think you can appreciate, you know, it has been converted into an Unreal Engine tile set. So I'll probably be looking at ways of using the same tile set. I don't think we got anything in there. What's this? Street main? Oh yeah, these are just different experiments. So let's see if we can find the actual level code. Because in a way, this is as much for me to refamiliarize myself with the project as anything else. I see. Specific level info. No, that's just a structure. City game mode. No, that's a game mode. Well, no, I don't think so. Instance, save, game mode. Wait, main menu. No. I'm just trying to find my level generation stuff. It's in here somewhere. Maybe I put it in the instance. No. All the stats are in here. So no, it's not in there. Maybe I put it in the level blueprints. Maybe I put it in the level blueprint. Level tiles, maps. Maps is empty, which is a bit worrying. But it does work, it works, so L1 persistent level T star tile. These look like tiles. Didn't really do anything. Nope. Didn't do nout, as they say. So we've got all the different interiors. Okay, here we go. So if I built an interesting tiling of images, you can put them together and, like, you know, you build out with the tiles using what's in the sets. That's how it works. And this was the best that Seamless could do. A lot of them could join together. So there are different tile sets. I'm just looking at a random one. Mostly it was made for layout. So this is a room like this. So obviously you can't jump to the next level, you know. It's more like how you're building a dungeon, but it's a vertical dungeon rather than a levels, you know, going. It's not top down, it's side on, but it's going up and down, you know. Like it's an inverted dungeon, I guess you could say. And then that means you've got to fight gravity the whole time, which is kind of nuts. And it can just be done procedurally. I wonder if you could make it 3D, though. And then we could get rid of this. Show me, where's the code for this map? Because I can even see we have platform BP, interior map 2, cube. All the different platforms are here. This is the map, it's just not started. So it's like trying to remember what I did. It's been years. Where did I put the map? content, blueprints. I don't see the map here. I know I put the code in somewhere. Well, it could be that I made each map have it and then you clone the code out. But then where's the bloody maps? So go to the game mode, have a look at the blueprint. Nothing there. It's not there. There should be a way to view the blueprint for the map. Yeah, there's a button missing. That's fun. So there's normally a button where you can go into the blueprint for the actual map. Now, I don't see that button. I don't see it. List world blueprints, right? Open level blueprint. Ha! It's still empty. Sucks to be you. Okay, no. But start isn't a level. Start is the main menu. So level maps, T1, window. It was in here. Open level. Oh, still nothing there. This is a nightmare. I can't find my own code. It's a paper tile actor, see? Is what it is. And it's interior map 2. You have T2, T3 and T2, T1, T2, T3. Main menu, start and exit. And then inside L1, again, all the different tile maps. Nightmare. There's tile maps. There's the tiles themselves. Maps is empty. Background, bar, entrances, exits. Right. It's not in there. It's not in there. Main menu. Seriously? We're trying to find it. Do. Nope. Huh. Ran level gen. That might be it. Yeah, that'll be it. Okay, right. Okay. It took me forever to find that. So there's a for loop that runs. Okay. Check for specific level info. Level detail 1. Found information 1. Generate level from array. Level names. Generate level. So I think that is literally it. But the actual, there's more code to the how the map generates from the center. Yeah, this is it. This is the logic for generating the map. So this is the procedural level generation based on a bunch of tiles. So it's pretty basic. Spawn maps, tile from corner. Yeah. Level size, mate transform. So this is the function, as they say. And then we've got, what's this one? Check for specific level info. Found information, no. For each loop, loop through. Didn't find it. Break the vector. Do the stuff. So this will go ahead and set up the order of the tiling for generating it on run. So it's like, you know, new level every time. I'm pretty sure it's parameterized so that you can set, yeah, look, see, right now it's set to 15 by 15. So obviously if I set this to something much smaller, it's going to be, you know, an easier game, right? So a different configuration. Oh, it looks like I already have 10 levels with 2,000. It's like giant towers, loads of them. I wonder what I did to make them different. Probably just nothing, just the fact that it's different, and they're probably like less time, more things to do, instead of, you know, trying to actually make it more challenging. But yeah, could benefit from better graphics. But like I said, everything's here really, so it's sort of like asset swap and polish, I guess. Okay, so we found the logic. That's good. So to get the 3D stuff in is mostly changes here, and then when we change the graphics for the level, it's going to be tweaks to those scripts that we were just looking at. Ran level gen. Alright, let's see if we can't do this in a standalone. Just to sort of have another quick look at this. Oi! Oi! I hate when Windows doesn't let you move stuff. Come on! Oi! I'm just falling forever. Oh my god. Well, at least I've got epic processing. That's the main thing. Can't quit. Not allowed to quit. Not allowed to leave the options menu either. Oh wait, yeah, we go, okay. Yeah, resume falling. It's because we didn't start on the main menu. It's glitching. Hang on. Go to T1 and then play it in its own window. Is it still going to be on the wrong screen? Yes. Oh, made it. I made it. Oh man, I need to start it from the main menu or it won't. Oh, I can quit now though. I need to start it from the main menu, otherwise you don't get the game. Hang on. Where's the main menu? We're not on the main menu. This is so silly. Okay, so we've got that. This is so silly. Worked fine when I opened it up earlier. What did I do? Did I break it? No, it's fine. There we go. Main menu, open. Right, this one has stuff. No. Main menu. Whoa. Create title card, set input, show mouse, you know, that kind of stuff. All right. There we go. Whoa. Whoa. Epic Processing mode. It's finally mine. Play the game as it was meant to be. Oh, crap! I need to get up there. Shit. Whoa. Oh, that's brutal. I can't jump that high. Leap of faith. Whoa. Oh, yes. How high up does it go? I had to kill him. There's no other way. Oh my god, am I going to make it? Whoa. Oh shit, missed. Oh, come on, man, I suck. Is there a lift coming up here? Or is it just bait? I'm so close to the objective. It's right above me. I'm not seeing a lift coming down. I have to leap of faith again. Oh no, there's a freaking... Do you know what? I drive myself insane. Right, hang on. I don't know, it's procedural. Hello, Dominic. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I made all the sound effects myself with AI, lol. So yeah, everything's AI, except for like, you know, UI stuff, which is just unreal. Come on, where's that? Where's the lift? It must be so high. There are double lifts. Oh no, this is going to be terrible. I'm going to miss it. Yes! That was close. Turns out it only goes up one level. So, oh no! Ow! 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 I can't attack them because I'll... Ow! I'm nearly dead. No! It's crushing. Kill them. Oh, that was just brutal. Okay, I think I managed to get back. Yeah, I'm back to where I was. Oh man, that was brutal. I couldn't attack them because I would have lost the elevator. No! Shit. Missed the elevator. My health is regenerating because my cybernetic powers. So I'll be okay. Maybe it's an overshield from Dune. We can retcon. Come on, lift. I have to get up to it and double jump at just the right moment or I'll miss it. Come on! It's killing me. And then every guard is gonna... No! Yes! Oh, I managed to just climb up. That's a feature. But it doesn't always work. Oh my god, are we going to make it? Oh no, this is going to be even... No! Oh, you son of a... Right. Yes. Yes, we're on the second lift. Whoa. Wait, yep, that's where we need to be. No, go away. No. No! Okay, I managed to get a safe... Okay. Stand here. See, if I do the dash, I'll go flying. And I'll potentially fall off the tower. We've got to be a defensive play. Oh. Yes. F. We did it. Now we have to drop 27 kilometer... 27,000 whatever. Drop. Shit, they're after me. They know what I've done. I set the bomb off, guys. The tower's going to get nuked. That's the plot. But that doesn't matter right now. What matters right now is we have 3 minutes to get out. Do you think maybe the level's too big? I might have gone a bit over the top. Oh, it's up there. We're nearly there. Come on. Come on. Oh, shit. It must be... Whoa. More guards. Boom. We beat the game. Whew. This isn't the... Oh, shit. Level 2. I gotta nuke another building. Gotta nuke another building. Alright. That was fun. Like I said, it's basic. So, you know, the game is there, but there's a lot of rough edges. Everything's still a bit placeholder-ish. We were limited by what we had at the time. But you can download this one if you're interested to muck about with it. It's available over on itch.io. You can find the link on scuffedepoch.com in the games section. There's an itch.io. You can download it. It's fun. But I think it would be a great candidate for fixing up with this new 3D GLB stuff. Because I think it'd be very easy. We've already got the can character made and rigged. So if I just get running, jumping, falling, and then we're going to explore the pipeline. Because obviously we haven't actually done it, you know. It would be nice if we could just drop the stuff that we have in. But I suspect there will be a little bit more work that needs to be done. But we're going to find out what that is and document it for everyone. So that's basically the gist of it, guys. You know? So with all that being said, let's let Thora run us out for the last 5 minutes. I really appreciate everybody coming in and tuning into what we're up to. Don't forget to watch out for GitHub releases of various bits and pieces. And we'll be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. GMT. The dev continues in the Discord live soon, so keep an eye on the channel. And feel free to jump in and ask questions and get involved. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Alex, the rest of your eminence deal.
Stop to